if we want to be free, following on that, we have to understand how our minds really work and what it means to be connected to our deepest love and unconditional love. I imagine, or reimagine, a world where we understand that, and things like terrorism and polarization and shootings and wars don't exist because we will not tolerate them. Not because we liberate them, but we will not tolerate them because we understand better. We know we don't have to do that. Picture this. Aarhus, Denmark, 2012. It's a beautiful town. It's safe. It's clean. It's stable. People can go out and enjoy themselves. In 2012, the police received a call one day, and two hysterical parents were on the phone saying that their son had disappeared. They didn't know where he'd gone. He was a young religious man. He was a Muslim living in a Muslim neighborhood. The police start to investigate this. There were rumors that ISIS was recruiting people to go, young people in particular, to go to jihad and train as warriors. And picture this. This is Syria. It's chaos. People are being trained for war and killing. It turns out that the young men had gone to Syria. Over a few months, 34 young people went to Syria from Aarhus, Denmark. Why would people do that? Why would these people come? Now, they were Muslims, they were young, many of them lived in a ghetto, not in that beautiful part of Aarhus. They had been discriminated against. They were feeling disenfranchised. They were feeling, they're thinking. They were feeling, and they were enticed to go to Syria with the hope of belonging. Belonging is so important. Belonging, even if it was not it was the most feared terrorist organization in the world, ISIS is. So they were joining that in order to belong to something. Most countries, after if people came back from Syria, they were punished. They arrested them at the airport. They did things like take their passports away, prosecute them, put them in jail, treat them like they were prisoners because they'd been to Syria. Treat them like terrorists. And the police in Aarhus decided to take a different tactic. They knew that if they pushed people in a negative way, what they'd get back was more radicalization rather than less. So they developed a program for people who might return from Syria, and for young people who were being radicalized in Aarhus at the time, to integrate them back into life in Denmark, because they considered them Danish citizens. They decided to provide them mentors, provide them social services, all sorts of things like this. And you have to understand, in 2012, there were 1,000 people going to Syria a month from the US, UK, and Europe. That's a huge number. 1,000 a month. So, the people in Aarhus created this program, and then they waited for somebody to come enroll. And the first person to come back was a guy named Jamal. Oh, I've got this gun trained on me down here. Oh, Lord. Ah! I just saw it. It's great to have a monitor, isn't it? Okay, the first guy to come back was Jamal. And Jamal came home, and the police did something really radical. They invited him over for coffee. So instead of, he was afraid. He thought they were going to, carry him away. And instead, they invited him over for coffee. And he enrolled in their program. And very, very soon after that, like the next day or two, he called the police and said, I know another kid who's in Syria from Aarhus. Can he come home too? So that one came home. And then another, and then another, and then another. Overall, there were 34 kids who left for Syria. 6 of those died, from what we know. 6 died, 10 are still there, and 18 of them came home, and all of them joined the program. In addition, they expanded it to people who were in the, still in Aarhus, but in the process of being radicalized, and over 300 people went through their program. Of the last year in 2015, only 1 person left to go to Syria. That's huge. So what they were doing is helping people realize that they were part of Denmark, that they were home. We all want to feel connected. We all want to feel the handshake of love and know that we are all the same. We all want the same things. So the police say they don't understand why their program works. They just know it does. But we know that the hand of love will change the world. And if we want to get rid of those things like terrorism, the way to do it is to extend our hearts to people and show them that we're trustworthy. So that's it. Thank you all. There'll be peace.